Righty-ho, might as well start the show. How are you, folks? Yes, it is I, Lemel. It is Thursday night, it's 10 o'clock. Why am I going live at 10 o'clock instead of sort of 9 o'clock? Because I've got Wills living with me at the minute, what you got this week, and so I've cadets runs and things like that. So I thought, yeah, I'd wait until everything was calm and settled and I could come on and do some late night crafting with you. Now, I see people in the chat. Hello, folks. Say hi. Let me know where in the world you are. Hey, I see Mark, Cozzy, Chris, Fenris, Paddon, Different Gear, Ultra. Hello, mate. Long time. Uh-oh, that sounds like Will's. Hey, pal. Who else we got with us? I hear trouble coming. I am? You right, Wills?
No.
What's up? Come here. Oh, what's up, cramps? Do you want a hot water bottle?
No, they feel way too bad to be normal.
It's alright. Guys, just give me a minute. I'll be back shortly. Daddy duties never end. Let me just keep an eye on that, yeah? Right, sorry about that, but, you know, that is streaming from home and that's being a dad. Wills isn't feeling very well, so I'm just going to go with the flow. I might have to take another break in just a second. She's just having a hot water bottle and sorting herself out. So, suppose I better catch up, hadn't I? Right. I have been a busy bee this week. For those of you following me on social media, on Facebook and the Instagram, you'll see that I've been posting regularly and reconnecting. I've been contacting a few people about jumping on a few podcasts as well. Yeah. It's all reconnection stuff. Because that's what I feel like I need to do. Yeah. And in the meantime, I've been in the studio working on the huts, basing them up. So I was in earlier. I'd finished with the herbs and browning those up. So I've just got to put the clump foliage on. But because it's a trading post, it occurred to me that it's a bit bare kit-wise. You know what I mean? And so I decided, well, what it needs is storage and things like that. So I've got some little bits. And I'll show them to you in just a second. Hey everyone, first time catching the stream. What do I find? Terrain aerobics. Surprised? No. Nothing surprises me with this lot. Let me just finish this crate and I'll show you what I've been working on. It's just, they're really tiny. I mean, look at the size of them. Don't you do that? You stay. I'll go check on Wills in a minute. Burma, there will be lots of tea crates. I figure that. And hot toddies. Hot toddies are from Burma. Because they come from the toddy tree. The sap of the toddy tree. What time do you guys have? It's 10 o'clock in the UK. Right. So there we go. Dunsky. So let me show you what I'm working on. As I said, I might need to take a break for Wills in a second because I'm in dad mood. We'll see how we go. Fingers crossed everything will be alright. And I won't have to cancel the stream or anything. But daughter comes first, guys, obviously. Yeah. Right. Death shot. There we go. Right. What have I got? Well, I've got these. Yeah. Which are foreground tea crates. Or crates. Yeah. Now, they're made of 2 layers. You've got the inner box pieces. Yeah. And then you've got layers of like the framework which you glue on the outside. Once you've done those, what you end up with is, if it'll focus. You gonna focus for me? Yeah. Some rather nice crates. Oh, a little bit of PVA there. Clean that up. I don't know why I'm being so finicky. It'll probably just dry clear anyway. Right, so I'm going to be cracking on with these because the idea is on those platforms that we've got for that build. You know, let me get that out of it. I've got that. Yeah, we're basing it up. But what you call it? We've got there you go. Yeah. I've got quite a bit of spare room on these platforms around here. Yeah, so the idea is I'm going to use some crates and some stuff like that. I've got something from the Mantic terrain crates as well, some stuff. And so, like cartons of vegetables and stuff like that, so I can add those on. Yeah, and just make it a little bit more detailed because it's the detail. Yeah, that brings it alive. Hey, Lee. Good to see you, Mel. Looking good, buddy. Mel, long time no see. Thanks, Alex. Now, this isn't particularly a question and answer show, but if you want to keep me chatting, then asking questions and stuff like that, that'll keep me chatting. Other than that, I'm just building boxes. Thrilling content. How about adding some fishing barrels? There's some barrels, I've got some barrels in the Mantic terrain crate stuff, and I've got some Hearst Arts barrels as well. Yeah, so I should have enough variation. Hello, how are you feeling?
A bit better.
A bit better.
No.
Right, would you like me to sort you a hot water bottle?
Yes, please.
Okay, can you go get me a hot water bottle?
Okay.
It's a massive trump. I shouldn't joke, but poor miss. Right, so quick one run through what we got here. Yeah, different size crates. So there looks like 3 variations. Or 2. How many variations? 3? 4? Oh, there's a good mix here. 5. Are you really trying to hit me with a hot water bottle? Right, guys. Just give me 2-3 minutes. Let me sort this hot water bottle out. Would you like some painkillers?
Yeah, sorry, Dad.
Don't apologise. It's okay. Just going to do some daddy duties for a couple of minutes. I will be back, folks. Yeah. In the meantime, grab yourself a brew. Think of some questions to ask me. Yeah. Have a chat amongst yourselves about where you want the talk topic of this show to go, and I'll be back in a minute. Oh, pardon me. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Obviously, you know, daddy mode first. Right. She's okay. I'll check on her in a little while. She's had painkillers and everything, so we'll just see how we go. Yeah. Joys of parenthood, eh? Right, so. Let's catch up. What you need is a concert party with Windsor Davis. Okay. Do you tend to glue your crates, barrels and junk in situ? Yes, I do. Yeah, generally just so I'm not picking up little bits and they're not falling off base and stuff like that. Because I'm building scatter pieces, so I like everything fixed in place and I can just put it down. Dr. Mel to the rescue. Medic Mel more like it. With the thin card MDF, do you have to treat it differently to the buildings with regarding to glue used? Just a little less. I tend to find if you water the glue down a little bit more than the buildings, it soaks through the cardboard and it gets a really good bond. 2mm MDF is fine and PVA with super glue, built tons of Sarissa. Yep. Topic, favourite TV series? We've just done Squid Games, me and Willow have. And that's, whoa! Battlestar. I need to revisit that. V. I'm going through the classics now, aren't I? Hello, Ugly. Hey, Vorpal. Now, target at the bottom is Studio Restock. I've been in the studio. We've had a freeze. Yeah, so much has gone off since I haven't been in there. So, I'm stocking up the studio. So, links down below if you're liking the show. But in the meantime, cracking on with these. Red Dwarf. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's there. I can see that. Okay, so. Yeah, let me go to 2.5 Men. 2.5 Men, have I even seen that? Battlestar V, are we talking originals or remakes? To be truthful, both. I think with Battlestar and V, they're the only ones where I think the remakes, you know, are as enjoyable as the originals. Right, so, got myself my card here. Yeah, and as you can see, got my frameworks, big pieces, side ends, so those 4 and those 2 will make the basic box, and then those will be the fascia that go around it, but you can see sort of how thin and fiddly they are. Now, normally after a little while, I can knock these out pretty quick, to be truthful. Yeah, because I get an idea of where the tags are and that sort of stuff, but first time round, it's always a little bit fiddly. Now, I will say quite clearly, guys, if she gets ill and anything like that and I have to do a run, then obviously I have to do a run. Combat with Vic Morrow. Combat? Rat Patrol would make a good game. What was in the box from our army painter? They sent me a load of their terrain making stuff, this new Games Master stuff for me to check out. So, I'm going to have a nose at that. Right, that's one box. Actually, these are quite easy to pop. Always worried with thin cards, yeah, because you always got that fear of as you're taking it out, you're going to rip the card. Could be interesting to see a game based on Snowpiercer. That's the train one, isn't it? The train with the snow where they stick the arms out of the hole. That's about as much as I know about Snowpiercer. Remember the crossover episode of Batman vs. Green Hornet? No, I do not. Right, so might as well do 2 boxes while we're at it. You knew Adam West and Batman was going to come out right, but poor Robin. Hey John, morning. Where in the world are you? That sounds like an Australian comment. He had to fight Bruce Lee. Yeah. So, get these out. But yeah, these are all going to be going on my Burma build. And the video is going well, so I'm hoping that's going to be out for Terrain Tutorial Tuesday. I'm starting to name my days. Yeah, I've got Terrain Tutorial Tuesday, Work in Progress Wednesday, and Terrain Essentials Thursday. And it's like, right, I know what content I'm putting out on those days. Getting organised, you know what I mean? Snow piercing with Captain America. Okay, right, things are getting confusing now. You're just doing this to confuse me, aren't you? New Zealand, it's blue sky, just had breakfast. Do you know, I'd like to visit New Zealand one day. Obviously, you've got to do Hobbiton and the wetter stuff. I figure I'm going to wait until I've got, you know, give it another like 7 years until I've got a few more thousand subscribers and see if Wetter will let me in their workshops. I'm building an industrial complex for Zone Alpha set in Chernobyl radiation zone. I'm struggling painting galvanized steel industrial tanks. Any tips? A little bit of blue in the metal. I'm fine for galvanized steel. Just a touch of blue. And then a wash with black with a touch of brown in it, thinned down, and a bit of what you call a bit of flow aid. Yeah, so you don't get streaks. Sorry, Mel, Chris Evans is in Snowpiercer the movie. Right, there's a movie. I'm getting confused between the series and the what you call it. Right, so got my water down PVA, got my spreader, got my boxes. Let's box it up. Now I like using the spreader on these because you can really just put just enough glue on, as in next to none. Which for these is just enough. Yeah. Now the boxes are fiddly. Yeah. But once you've got 4 sides on, they go together a breeze. Yeah, I know. So in a minute, I've got 3. I'll have 3 on. Yeah, you'll hear me cursing for a bit, which is pretty normal. Right, it goes that way. So here starts the cursing. On you go. Go on, in you go. Right, stay. Be good. Next side. I don't know why I'm rushing this one. It's almost like get it on. Just get it on, like so it's done and sorted. I live about 30 minutes from Wetter Workshops. Oh mate, you must have gone down. Please tell me you've gone down. I don't think I could live 30 minutes from Wetter Workshops without trying to break in. You can imagine the police report, can't you? Yeah, and what was he doing? Was he damaging anything? No, he was actually really gentle with everything. Did he steal anything? No. So what was he doing? He was standing there, drooling. At what? Their tool rack. Thing is, I reckon I could get away with it. Yeah? Because if I wore the hat, the terrain tutor hat, and the fact that I'm a tourist, I reckon I could get away with that. You know? Obviously, as long as none of you guys like tip them off. But I couldn't live that close to Wetter without... I mean, it's like living close to Warhammer World and never visiting it. Evening, Ian? Don't worry, Michael. When building Chernobyl terrain, how hard is it to resist the urge to use luminescent paints all the time? Funny thing. Right. Are there any scientists in? Yeah. I know we've got phosphorescence. I know that's somehow linked to radiation in some ways with like the green dots and stuff like that. Yeah, but I do not understand. Yeah, so do radioactive things glow? What's the glow effect from? I don't know if that's going to go right, or whether I've put the glue in the wrong places, so just in case I have. I don't think I have, but you never know, do you? So right, and there we go. Yeah, that's the outer frame done. Now I'll put that to the side. I'll do another one. And once that's dry, I can put the fascias on. And to be truthful, this isn't a majorly challenging job. It's just fiddly. Mel, I'd hand in hand with you at most places like that. Yep. DV's saying worth a try. Definitely is. We have a life-size eagles in the airport. We have huge models around the city. On my wedding photos is in front of a huge troll. Dude, break in. Just break in, take your camera. Yeah, we'll have a fundraiser for your bail money. Yeah, trust me, I've got 170,000 subscribers. We'll be able to find you a solicitor. Do it for us, dude. Post photos on the WatchClip. Bioluminescent glows? Bioluminescence isn't radioactive though, is it? I mean, bioluminescence is fireflies and stuff like that. To be honest, building Chernobyl is mostly about painting rust and decaying masonry and concrete. Yeah, I can see that. Foliage works good though. I'm sort of trying to keep an ear out for Willow at the same time as I'm doing this. So all I'm doing now is just thinning down PVA, yeah, so it just bonds really well. Right. Put that on there, and then very quickly we want that on that side. So we can get the first three pieces on. It's really surprising how little PVA you actually need to do these sort of things. There we go. That was easy, wasn't it? I ain't going to complain at that. This one. So, come on, fiddly. Still glows. True, certainly does. My wedding photos were next to a troll as well, but I guess my ex-wife will not be happy about. Dude. Jericho radiations causes blue glow in nuclear reactions. Is that right? So it does really glow then. I stopped physics with A-level physics. We didn't really do nuclear glowing. And the only nuclear stuff I did after that tend to be like NBC drills. For that one there. Come on you go. There we are. Right, it's just time for the top lid. Clip it. Clip what? Hey Dave. That's why all the old watch painters died of radiation. Yeah, what you call it? I know the what you call it, the green stuff what they used to mark watches with was radioactive. I wasn't sure if that was just a byproduct of whatever they mixed it with, you know, the radioaction. I don't know. I was just curious. Radium. It's radium glow? Are those crates animals with all those windows in them? I think they are. To be truthful. Although not all of them have windows in them. But these ones do. Right. There we go. So, 2 crates. That's what we got so far. Focus. So that's quite a nice clean shot. I need to start using manual focus on this. And I think it's time that we get the 3rd camera in a min. Well, not in a min, but in the next couple of shows. So I can have like, right, here's the close-up. They used to use wet the brushes in the mouse to shape the tips. Damn! Then again, didn't Marie Curie used to carry radium around in a pocket or something? Right. So yeah. Now, whilst I've also been doing my Burma build, I've also been preparing other stuff, and I've also been planning ahead for what to do after I've based these from my Burma build, because I want this to keep rolling. Okay, so we might as well have a chat about it. Right, next one. That's what killed her. Green glow is tritium. Remember your SUSAT? No, I don't remember my SUSAT. I never had a SUSAT. Come on, Martin. Why did I never have a SUSAT? You should know. In fact, you should know, Martin. Why did I never have a SUSAT? Ooh, it's like quiz night. You good, dude. My oldest is looking at orcs. Building spider terrain at the minute. That's awesome, mate. Which sort of orcs? Fantasy or what you call it? Or 40k? You never had an SA-80? Yes, I did. Ah, real mechs got it. Because you were a medic. And not teeth arms. Yeah. Geneva Convention bans medics from using optical sights. Iron sights only. Just as it bans you from carrying a bayonet. So I never had a bayonet either. Still a bloody good shot though. 40k TikTok got him hooked. Good old TikTok. Right. In which case, Dave, put that one on there. Yeah, so coming together with the frames. Yeah, right, we need to clean these bits up. Just because I don't want little blobs of PVA anywhere. Yeah. Then finally, the last ends. Anyone build a 40k Mech Boy workshop? If so, do you recommend it? I built one long time before I went on the channel. Yeah, a long time before the terrain shooter was a thing. And actually, yeah, I do. You've got to have the bits for it in your bits box. You know, so it takes creative recycling to grab lots of all sorts of bits. But they're nice builds. Yeah, there's something about them because they're so varied. I thought this was meant to start at 11. I thought I wouldn't be free till 11, but you know, I managed to get the runs and all that sort of stuff done early. I had a Susat on my Airsoft SA80. A proper Susat. Or a mock one. Because I imagine a proper Susat's going to be more expensive than the actual Airsoft rifle. Right, and there we go. So, there's our crate. Yeah. So, these are going to make excellent additions on my Burma build terrain. Hey, George? Right. What was I going to say for Dave? Where is it? If he gets into it, mate, I'll send you this down. There you go. Because I don't think I'm going to get to paint it up, so it might as well get used. Right, next one. So with my Burma build, what I'm thinking next is I've got like a Buddha head. Yeah, one of those what are they? Aquarium ornaments. It's been sitting on my shelf for ages. I'm thinking about making it into like a couple of sort of like Buddhist temple sort of thing. I mean, it's early days and I've got to figure it out. But I'm thinking embed it in maybe cork bark rock face in a corner. Have a bit of a yard. Because I've got some dragons as well. Some Chinthi dragons. Lions, sorry. That could go with it. And I think it'd make a nice piece. It'd have to be a corner piece. Yeah, Dave. What you call it? I'm actually going down south next week. So how about I call in and visit on the way back? And I'll drop it off for you. Everyone's talking SA-80s. Small arms weapon for the 80s, which we got in the 90s. That was utter pants. Right, throw that one there. So if you're up for that, Dave. Alright, mate. I'm heading down on Thursday. I don't know if I'm staying one night or two. Yeah, so it's either Friday or Saturday. Oh God, I was referring to 20 years ago, fella. Yeah, me too. 20. I don't even want to do the maths. I don't want to do the maths. Hit me up on Facebook, Dave. I think the Models for Heroes group is down south when I go, so I might connect with those guys as well. Actually, the SA-80 is the L98A1 on the A3 version. It was the L98 by V2, mate. They dropped the SA-80 long ago. I mean, they learned that in Vietnam and moved to similar caliber. Yeah, what you call it, the 5.56 round. You know, that made sense, to be truthful, because, you know, supply logistics. NATO could run on one single round instead of having to ship variants. But could have gone for an M16. Off the shelf. Proven. Right. And there we go. Another crate done. So they go together quite quickly. Yeah. So what other crates have we got? Looks like we've got some long crates here. Give these a go. So it's 2 crates per sheet. So I've got 10, 12, easy. Like my accurate, more accurate than I am. Any tips on cutting perspex? No, actually. I mean, I don't even think I've smashed it for ice, but I've never been able to get a clean cut on it. I don't even know how they get a clean cut on it. I'm assuming some sort of specialist saw. Hey, Hub. Moses. Hi, Mel. Sorry I'm late, but congrats on the book. It's amazing and a great help and inspiration. No worries, mate. No worries at all. I'm glad it's helping you. Which is quite aptly timed for Terrain Essentials Thursday. Doesn't even rhyme, does it? Are those crates from Foreground? They are, Tam, yes. Eyesight is not as good as in my youth. I've noticed, yeah, that either the instructions on stuff is getting in smaller and smaller fonts, or my eyesight's getting worse. Because I've found when I've got instructions that are really small, I'm having to look at them through my phone, through the camera on my phone, because it'll zoom in. So, a little bit concerning there. Like those crates. Thank you, buddy. So with the Mantic Terrain crate stuff, I think they'll turn out quite nice. I have a feeling these are going to be quite flat. The model looking to go back to 7 point due to its stopping power after experience in Iraq and Afghanistan due to a combination of body armor improvement and the fanaticism of some people. That was the reason for the development of the for the Browning 9mm, wasn't it? Or the American version? Is it the Browning? The American version? Or was it the Philippines? And they had the fanatics that were just, they needed the stopping power, and so they went to a 9mm round. Oh, Frank. Ping, I'm building crates, mate. From what I remember from school, you can cut acrylic sheet with normal tools. Best hand tool is a hacksaw. Cut bigger than intended, then file and sand down to size. To be truthful, actually, yeah. I think I did acrylic in school, and that sounds about right. I don't remember any specialist acrylic cutting tools. I used to drill with a Mark II Lee Enfield 303. Cadets! That was a heavy beast. I used to drill with an SLR. Now that was a beast. I'll miss my 7.62 boomstick. Right. Right, now what I'm going to do is we're going to build these crates. Then I'm going to just take a quick 2-3 minute break. I'm going to nip upstairs, check on the girl, make sure she's alright. Because Willow's really, like, good and considerate. Which means she'll probably suffer and not want to disturb the stream even if she's suffering. So it's best just to check on her. Is any of the foreground stuff chemically treated, do you know? Well, it's got the laser burn on, which could affect it. But I would imagine if you gave it a seal with a matte varnish, a car lacquer, that should be fine. Because car lacquer's inert. What I'd recommend, Dave, is go check out a YouTube channel, yeah, called Lizard Landscapes. Yeah, it's a guy who does terrain, or I don't even know if he's still doing it. Yeah, but he was around when we first started. Yeah, but he specialises in making vivariums and aquariums and stuff like that. So he has a video specifically on all the materials, yeah, that are safe for reptiles and, you know, arachnids and stuff like that. You can score a snap acrylic sheet with a sharp Stanley knife and use wet and dry sandpaper to polish the edges. Yeah, Frank, kids they're tough little sods. But like I say, I'll get these done, I'll nip up. I mean, she only just had painkillers when she went to bed, so they'll have kicked in by now. And the hot water bottle. Damn! Oh, this is gunked up with something. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to ungunk it. I'm going to ungunk that now. Got it wet. That ain't coming off. Right, just have to see what we can do. Hey ho. No worries, Dave. No worries at all. Right. Alright, let's get this cracked on, eh? Yes, eyepiece. I was good at woodwork, mate. A drugged up crazy running at you with an AK is very hard to stop with a 5.56. Yeah. 7.6, one shot, you're gone. Very true. 7.6 can take an arm off at a mile. And leave a hell of a bruise in your shoulder the first time when you get used to firing it. Cheers, Dave. Oh, So yeah, Burma build is coming on. I'm also starting, I want to do another video series which is slightly different to my normal stuff. Yeah. I'm going to do a series on basing. Still terrain, it's just small scale terrain. Have you laser cut these yourself? No mate, these are from foreground. So my idea with the basing stuff is I did a PDF on the Kickstarter, 50 Shades of Basing. Yeah, 50 different base types. But I was looking at them and it occurred to me that, you know, there's actually a load of different scenic terrain techniques in there. So I'm going to start having a go at putting those videos out as well. It's just basically getting me back in the swing of doing tutorials, doing filming. I mean, the new filming system's working well. I've got used to it. Yeah, so I can like jump on, I can knock out the train relatively easy, to be truthful. Or I can film relatively easy, should I say. Lee, if you're watching, are you alive yet? Are you back in the land of the living, mate? Because I've got some hobbit holes I need to 3D print. And you're the closest thing to a 3D printing guru I've got. There he is. I heard there might be some be a basing tutorial for a large AOS model in the pipeline. That's something I'd like. You keep trying to get me base your giant. I'm going to base him on pink tentacles. I've just had an idea what I can do with your dragon, with your giant. You did say I could base him in any style I wanted. Phallicus Maximus. A Geigerish sculpt, I'm thinking. I have a basing challenge for you, Mel. Have you ever seen Joel Schuman's... Oh, God. I haven't, no. Or if I have, I can't remember it. Never really been into Batman and Robin. Seen the latest Man of Steel recently, and I've got to say that okay, that was good. Or was it the latest? I don't even know. I don't really like my superhero movies. There we go. Right, apply the top. Hey Haley. I have a new 7" by 7" cardstock scatter terrain to print this weekend. Very nice. Midwinter Minis did a basing video a couple of months using items from the kitchen, everything from toothpaste, various grains, pasta, eggshells. Smart. There are a ton of options, to be truthful. So I'm hoping, you know, once it gets rolling, it'll be a good series. It's relatively easy content for me to film. Yeah, and at the minute, I'm trying to get into the relatively easy stuff while I build the studio back up and get back into it. Because if I can get a good rhythm on knocking the simpler sort of Burma build and these basing videos out, hopefully, then I can get into a situation where I am dropping regular content, which is the important thing. They made Superman gay. That went. They made his son bi. I don't think it really matters. Depends how much it's got to do with the actual storyline. Uh-oh, that's Will's. Can I have mint chocolate ice cream, please? I love you. 5 mins. I'm finishing my crates first. Oh, we've had a PayPal. Thank you. That's Willow saying thank you. Grant, thank you, buddy. That's probably going on what you call it, on Mod Podge, to be truthful, bud. So, that's my map Mod Podge sorted. Because that had gone off. It's horrible, you know, going through your stocks and everything has gone off. You open it up and it's got the bittiness in it and you're like, oh no. Resins, all my acrylic water effects. So, thank you, buddy. If anyone else wants to help me restock the studio, links are down below. You will get a shout out. No worries, Ryan. I'm just looking forward to start getting the vids out in general, to be truthful. I've really enjoyed... I mean, this past week has been my first proper week, I think, properly reconnecting. Yeah, I know I haven't got any vids out yet, but I've been in the studio doing my thing, you know, each day. And it's like the old days. And so, yeah, it's been good. I'm enjoying it. I think one thing I'm going to have to do soon is actually play a game on the Burma build and film that. Ah, the old days, making scenery on the kitchen table. I remember that. Workshop in the kitchen. I'm glad I've got the studios now, to be truthful. Worst cold bug ever had, mate. Had to talk my wife out of calling an ambulance on Tuesday when blood oxygen dipped into the 70. Jesus. Right, you stay away from me. I have had enough illness. The glass top kitchen table. Hey, I still watch hobby on that. That's what's underneath my big MDF sheet in the main studio. I took the kitchen table with me. May I ask what some projects you'd recommend for someone getting started with terrain building? I've been doing simply putting bark down MDF as scatter boulders. Haley, Go and Google simple CD terrain bases. Okay, and you'll CD as in compact disc, and you'll find you'll find a video, yeah, about making very simple scatter terrain on ski. But the video is designed to be like your first introduction to making terrain. So all the foundation stuff that you really need to understand, yeah, will be there. After that, if you want to increase your knowledge, go and check out my Back to Basics playlists, because that has videos in that covers, you know, working with paints, working with different materials and what you need to know. Yeah, and so you'll find that really useful. Hope it helps you. Make sure you join the Terrainiac group. The link is down below. Yeah, that's the support group. And post your projects in there if you need any help. We are a lovely bunch. We don't bite. Well, some of them do. These are coming together pretty quick. Although my fingers are filthy. Come on, almost done. I'll do that. Thanks for the advice on where to start. Much appreciated. No worries at all. It's what we're here for. If you're after other terrain building projects after that, take a look at the Let's Make playlist. There's loads of one-off individual projects that I cover from start to finish. That are all simple and all war gamesy sort of stuff. And yes, we will get back to the Let's Make playlists at some point. I'm just refining my mojo with the Burma board at the minute. There you are. It looks like Tamsin's done the Google search for you. I'm going to hazard a guess that that is the link you require. I use that playlist all the time. I'm glad it's useful to you, mate. Hey Mel, just got off work. Welcome aboard, Gary. Glad you can join us. It's nothing too thrilling tonight. I'm just making crates. I'm just chatting. Right. Clean this up. Yeah, there we go. Very quickly, I'll show you now. Mel, have you seen any terrain videos recently that make you excited? I haven't, but I don't watch other terrain videos generally. Thank you, Sean. I am well, mate. So, there's the next set of crates. Definitely look like animal transport again. But our little crate piles are slowly building up. Look how small and fiddly they are. Yeah, so I think it's going to work out all right. Right, if you can just give me 2 minutes, I'm just going to nip Salt Willow out and I'll be back. And then when we get back, we'll do some more crates, eh? Right, if you would like to, if you're liking the show and your links are down below if you'd like to support the channel and help me restock me stuff, it'd be greatly appreciated for your support, folks. I'll see you in 2 minutes. Hello. Right, that's that little miss sorted. Time to crack on. Crates for crates. Right. So, more crates. Eeny, meeny, miny. This one. Well, it is supposed to be a trading post. I've just got to when I get the actual terrain piece, you know, the actual platforms. I want to make sure that I position the crates so they're just not stacked up against a building. So they stick out from the building and could be used as cover and that sort of stuff. I've also, since I've been to see you last, if you follow my Facebook page, you'll know that I've been nipping down to my local gaming store. Well, the local gaming cafe. It's quite nice. Bare MDF on the gaming tables. Half of me feels like just going in and painting them for him. Can you imagine that, just walking into their store? I've had enough of this, I'm painting their tables. You need jerry cans. Yeah, I do. I've got some somewhere. In fact, don't know what scale these are though. But there we go. I've got jerry cans there. They just look a little bit big for 28mm. I mean, I've got a load of 40k ones, but you know, that's the Aquila everywhere, isn't it? Well, a bit of green stuff, and you could have crates for crates for crates. Looks massive from your picture. Yeah, the gaming store is. I just keep thinking about walking in there. Oh, I'm just going to do your terrain. Thinking about gaming there, because my desk is now full at the studio and I quite like it that way. You've got a whole studio? Yeah, I know. Still can't game there. Why? Oh, nowhere to put the train down. Why? What's there? Terrain. So shock of awe of like going to the gaming store and I'm bringing my own terrain. Maybe 32mm. Yeah, they do look a little bit, but they're a they're not those jerry cans aren't from a wargaming set. They're from a model kit. So I imagine the scale is probably 1/48. Yeesh, those are fiddly. Well, at least Willow's feeling better, and her stomach isn't tense now, so I'm happy about that. You've always got that, abdominal pain, and you're like, oh no, I do not want to be going to the hospital right now. There's too many germs around. We've got this super flu in my city at the minute. And it's not just like, hearsay. You know, the local news and the local doctors have sort of said, there's a bad case of influenza going around. Yeah. Some people have wondered whether it's a new COVID variant. Yeah, I don't know if it was what I had before. I know I had the Delta before, but I had a cold before it, so I don't know if it was that, if I've had it, if I haven't had it. So, Mel's bunkering down at the minute. You'll need a 7.5 tonner. Get all your terrain there. Nah. Corvin's a bit of a rat pack. Maybe speak to the CAF about doing a terrain class. I don't want to overcommit, to be truthful, at the minute. I want to do I do plan on doing a terrain boot camp down at down at Foreground, Factorum. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking your terrain to a gaming shop. I just don't think they'd have been used to it. Real Mech saying I had flu about a month ago, COVID free, first flu in 30 years. Thing is, I mean, that is one of the sides, you know, of being locked down. You know, our immune systems just haven't had their normal hammering, and it's well acknowledged in the UK that that's the case. I have to be careful when I talk about COVID because of YouTube's sort of, sort of policies, and I don't want to fall foul of them. Yeah, but most of the stuff I say is, you know, either back from Public Health England or is pretty reasonable medical accepted, if you know what I mean, from my physio knowledge. So yeah, we've been locked down, you know, our immune systems have had nowhere near the normal run that they have, and so that's why they reckon everyone's getting hit with this bad influenza. It's not so much that the influenza is particularly worse than normal, yeah, it's the fact that our immune systems just haven't been round bugs, you know. I mean, if you think about it, you actually get the sniffles and stuff, you get summer colds and all sorts because bugs go round. You know, but we've led, I mean, just the mask wearing, you know, that's going to reduce the chance of getting other things as well. And so our immune system just hasn't had the workout. I mean, our immune systems will adapt again. So, you know, we will get better. It's just, we've got a few bad colds and stuff coming first. Just avoid anything with the big C word. Even quoting the CDC will get you banned. I realise it's iffy, which is why I take a very sensible approach of, look, just say what's been said. Secondly, this isn't even like a news channel or a topical channel, you know. And I think I'm okay talking a little bit about COVID, considering how COVID's affected the channel. I mean, it popped my lung last year. So I think we'll be okay. Tiny box, fiddly box. Come on. Yeah, get on there. Get in there. Get in there. And stay. Stay. There we go. It's fiddly then. It comes together. Maybe Dave Taylor will on the painting little minis about an hour from now. He's painting little minis, man. Only the adaptive immune system will adapt, Mel. Well, that's what your immune system does. Or it's what I used to teach people what it did. Back when I used to teach anatomy and physiology. Amongst other things. Pop that on there. But yeah, I fancy getting the actual Big Burma build up and out on the table and start gaming again. It's this weird thing there. I sort of got myself pattern set into. I've got to make the full set before I game on it. No, just get a corb, head down to the studio, get it out, game. And so, if I don't do a video, I will definitely do. I'll definitely take photos. Right, draw that like that. Come on, here you go. Wiggle it. Wiggle it. Just a little bit. Ah, I'm late, Mel. Good to see you doing the hobby again. It's good to be doing the hobby. What games do you like to play? I like Bolt Action. I like Kill Team. I like 40k, but I haven't played it in donkey's ages, so I'm not a current player. Are you interested in Dead Zone, or are you more into Kill Team or Necromunda? I've not actually played Dead Zone, to be truthful, if I'm honest. I mean, I've heard good stuff about it, and I've done tons of Dead Zone terrain. But I like Bolt Action at the minute. I need to pick up the new version of Kill Team. I haven't got it yet, and I haven't got the funds with needing to restock the studio, so it's going to be a while before my Kill Team mojo gets kicked back in. So Bolt Action is the way to go. I've never played Bolt Action. It's a good game. I like it. Often described as 1940k. But I like the turn mechanics in it and the order dice. I like that mechanism. Jansen saying he's moved to Chain of Command more recently. I've seen Lindy Beige do videos on that in the past, ages ago, and it looked good. And I can remember bumping into the guy who wrote Chain of Command, came to find me in Adepticon, and he invited me to Historicon. Yeah, they were going to fly me over because he was on the committee. Yeah, and then COVID happened, and I haven't heard from him since. But I've heard good things about Chain of Command. Yeah, there are there's so many different games, Hayley. And new ones coming out all the time. And I get a lot of people trying to get me into games, if you know what I mean. Warlord were awful for it. Every time they brought, do you want to play this, Mel? Do you want to play this, Mel? No, I'm playing Bolt Action. Saga's a good game. I like that. Lindy Burge plays Crossfire or Rapid Fire. Oh, Rapid Fire. Yeah, not Chain of Command. I need to clear a place to play Bolt Action. Why? How big are your games, mate? Right. There we go. Another crate done. I want to get these done tonight because I'm in the studio tomorrow, and I need to get these actually on the piece. Or as close to be ready as going on the piece as possible. Speaking of which, I've got the day off tomorrow, so taking a trip to Nottingham. Need anything picking up from Warlord? I'm good, thank you. I should go over and see the Warlord guys at some time. I mean, they are the distributors for my book in the UK and the rest of the world. I haven't been up since they've actually taken delivery of it. So, once I've got things back in the swing of things on the channel, I'll do a bit of a tour and go see the guys at Games Workshop. I'm getting buzzed here. Is it the girl? Looks good and tedious. It is. It is, mate. But it's an evening, you know. I think the good thing about it is I'm doing it live. So, yeah, it is tedious and it'd probably be a boring evening. Yeah, but it's simple enough that I can do it whilst I'm chatting with you guys. So, it's actually quite nice. I'm looking forward to the Lardies releasing the Pacific Theatre book for Chain of Command. Ah. Philly bits, yeah. Evening, Angelo. Laser residue on your fingers. Right. Yeah, put that through there. Pacific Far East. I might pick, even though I don't play the game, I might pick that up. Just from a curiosity, you know. Because when you pick up like various rule sets, you can often get ideas for terrain out of them. And so when it comes to like the Pacific and the Far East, it's like, oh, I'll just... You never know. Yeah. I'll throw that there. Becomes a bit of factory making after a while. Just bang them out. Right, come on. The more randomness of chain of command where the units don't always do what you want. Some people don't like that though. I can understand that. You find tactical plans brought down by like the historical equivalent of grots. Clean off this excess. Thank you, buddy. You don't really need Kill Team. Stargrave is where it's at, or Battletech. Both look good, to be truthful. But thank you. Right, we're well on the way to our, what shall it? Gloss Mod Podge. I'm literally ticking them off here. It's resin after this. Or maybe paints, to be truthful. But thank you for your support, bud. Put a smile on my face on this dreary Thursday evening. I've made loads of BA European things. One day I'll have to go and paint the Japanese, Marines and British Far East figures I've got collecting dust. You will. Then you'll have to come up and game with me, mate. And you stay at mine. And another one done. That would be grand to see some sun eventually, but fall, so expected. Well, if it's like their Blitzkrieg supplement, it'll mostly be platoon and support list with some history, a few scenarios, and I would guess some terrain rules. You'd be surprised what you can pull out of terrain rules and just scenarios when it comes to ideas. Right, just make sure that's... Yeah, that's what you call it. That's good. Right, more crates. I've got other crate. I've got another pack of multi ones there, so I'm going to save those. Yeah, for when I do the Docklands, which gives me 3 more strips of crates. Yeah, really fiddly ones, and mid-sized crates. So let's get these done. Still on BBB, as I can see. Are those pieces the last add you do to the train, or are you thinking something else? Oh, I've got tons of things for my Burma build to do, mate. Tons. But I always wanted it to be... the big Burma build was always designed to be not just my personal build, yeah, but also I wanted a table to take to shows. That, you know, a participation table, or, you know, a demo game or something like that, and I wanted it to be a big jungle game, yeah. And so I've always overestimated how much, you know, I'm planning for like 3-4 tables worth of terrain instead of I just need a table's worth. Maybe it's folly, but you know, I like it. Mel, can you explain a bit more about pulling ideas from terrain rules? Okay, let's go for something simple. Bolt action. Yeah, switching between version 1 and 2nd edition. Okay, in the 2nd edition they came up with something called dense terrain. And dense terrain, which was a specific type of terrain where your models could be inside it and shoot out, and people could shoot in, but you couldn't shoot through the entire terrain piece. No line of sight all the way through. Now this gave me an option, an ability in the Big Burma build to specifically make some terrain where... didn't mean to do that. Make some terrain where I could easily place a platoon inside the scatter piece. And it was designed that way. Whereas my other scatter pieces were designed to be quite dense. Yeah, so you could clearly get models around the edges, but not in the middle. And therefore I was able to come up with 2 types of terrain pieces, which were both essentially basic jungle scatter, that played different ways in the game. Yeah. And so I'm not saying terrain rules are full of ideas. Yeah. But quite often they can give you, oh, I can do this with terrain to accommodate this, or to allow troops to do this. I mean, what you've got to remember is that the terrain is there to enable the game. You know, so having a look at the actual terrain rules for the game you're playing goes a long way. fiddly. Don't like these. Bigger than it is now. Yeah, a lot bigger than it is now. Like I say, I want my Burma build to be something like, you know, I think when I was talking about it, we were talking something like a 6 foot by 16 foot. You know, a proper show board. But at the same time, something that personally gave me so much terrain in Pacific that I could play all sorts of scenarios. Maybe you can build a mountainside with all the Japanese bunkers and tunnels in it. I think I'll do that as sort of like the crowning achievement, if not the crowning achievement, but the wrap up. You know, I've often, the Chindits didn't. Well, the Chindits were only involved in one amphibious beach landing, and that didn't go well. The majority of their work was, you know, jungle, and so I haven't had the push to do the sort of the Pacific beach landings that you normally get in Pacific games, you know, because the American Marines were doing the island hopping. But I think once all the jungle's done and that sort of stuff, it'd be nice to actually perhaps do a beach and then have a mountain. Although at that point, God knows where I'm going to store it. Right. Let me just wipe my fingers. I'll do the basic boxes, then I'll do some shout outs. Thank you. And then we'll do the outsides. That's the plan. Tomorrow, I'm painting oranges and lemons. Well, that's what's going in my crates. It's crazy what you end up doing in this hobby. What did you do Thursday night? I made crates on the internet. Cool. I'm getting better at doing these crates. I'm mastering the hold technique now. I haven't put it down yet. That's quite impressive. Even I'm impressed with that. I'm going to have to get some animals. Some chickens. Because you can't have a jungle village without chickens. Someone's going to tell me there weren't really chickens there. Now, I don't believe you. Okay, I see questions. Give me 2 secs. Let me do the fiddly bit. That'll help you out. I need to work out how much jungle terrain I've got done. That makes me happy, Tam. Just the fact that you need to work it out. I'm proud of you. Makes a lot of sense, actually. Ideas already. Thanks. Glad it helped, Ryan. That's what I'm here for. Help you with your builds. Mark's saying, you could just build a colonial plantation with a tennis court and fight the Battle of Kohima. Yeah, there's Kohima to do. But that was the Paras, not the Chindits, wasn't it? Pigs and goats. I think I've got some in the studio, actually. I know Warlord make a set of 28mm farmyard animals. And believe it or not, they told me it's their best-selling model set. Outsells everything else, hands down, constantly sells. Warlord Games. Meh! Old MacDonald had a farm. We're a serious wargaming company. Old MacDonald had a farm. I think they get a lot of business on that side from the railway modelers and stuff like that, to be perfectly honest. Royal West Kent Regiment, the Buffs at Kihima. Ah, right. I think I need to catch up on my old Pacific documentaries. It's been ages. Pretty sure I can fill a 6x8 table without much cloth showing. Proud of you. Mel, do you know of any way that leaves weathering powders still looking dusty after a varnish? You've got to use matte varnish and not a gloss, obviously. They should look dusty. So I'm a little bit confused, dude, as to why yours don't. Best way to do moss. Flock, then highlight it or something. Yeah, that works. Yeah, you can mix flock with Mod Podge and stuff like that and make like a moss putty. Yeah, just make sure you use mix it with matte Mod Podge. And then afterwards, generally, I like to give it a green wash. It sort of soaks in. After it's gone on, it's sealed hard. A green ink wash. Yeah, really sort of makes it look mossy. Yeah, you can go in after all that's dry, give it a little yellowy green dry brush up to highlight it. But generally, moss tends to be quite dark green. Yeah, because of the type, the chemical makeup of moss. Some saying don't varnish powders. I disagree. You do varnish powders to fix them in place. You just use a matte varnish. And some say, I picked up a set of metal dead farm animals in 28 for use in bolt action. Anyone had any experience using AK corrosion texture from their diorama series? I've used that. What's your question, dude? Right. That box is done. That box is done. Just quickly check the PayPals because I think some people have been awesome. Yeah, some people have been awesome. Alright, who? Simon C, thank you, buddy. Mod Podge a Go-Go. And yeah, Wojciech C. I am butchering that. I'm going to have to learn how to say that properly. Sorry, I'm going to have to do it. If you've been good enough to PayPal me, at least I can pronounce your name right. Wojciech.
Wojciech.
Wojciech. Let me do that again. Wojciech. Thank you, Wojciech. With you and the rest, we're well on the way for getting the next set of Mod Podge. Cheers, guys. I do appreciate it. Thanks for helping me get back in the saddle, eh? Spell it Wojciech. There you are. Nice one. Right, Tam's saying, so far I have buildings, lots of secondary jungle pieces, plantations, kunai grass, bamboo thickets, palm swamps and log bridges. Are you in a competition with me? Are we in a build-off, Tam, or something that I don't know about? Right, make sure I get these pieces on the right, yeah. So these are the side pieces. Okay. Nice to see you back in the saddle, Mel. It's good. It's good to be back in the saddle. You know, I will be honest with you, a lot of anxiety and stuff and stress about getting back into it. And, you know, life is a bit of a struggle for me at the minute, so I need to get back into it. You know, and regrow everything, because everything just slid while I was ill. You know, but above all, I'm not going to say it's no effort, because it is quite a bit of effort. But I mean, it's like I went into the studio this evening. It's just like I'm free for a couple of hours while Wills is in cadets. I don't need to grab her for a couple of hours. What should I do? Go home, I'm going to the studio. You know, and there I was, basing away. You know, so it's good. It really is. And I'm enjoying it. So thanks for helping me get there, guys. I mean, even just by hanging on these streams, it's like, yeah, people still want to see what I do. People still want to hear from me. You know how the noggin stuff can knock you back. Make you think all sorts of stuff. So it's good. Having fun? Yeah, I am, Joe. I am. I mean, considering all I'm doing is putting crates together, I'm having a great time. No, not in a comp with anyone. Just had a mad 4 months or so terrain building over the summer. I like that. Where are you from? I'm from Stoke in Staffordshire, mate. UK. Right. Next ones. These bits. That's what life is for. You're damn right there, mate. Might as well enjoy it. So yeah, I have been enjoying it, to be truthful. Where are the crates from? Foreground. I should put a link in the description next time. That's what I'll do. Next time I'm working on a kit or something like that, I'll just put the link to the kit in the description. Creative people need to be creative. It's how we're hardwired. I think you're right. The crazy thing is I've never really considered myself a creative person. I know. But it's true. Oh, Litchfield, yeah, I know it well, mate. I'm on a business trip right now and got tired of people being loud and wasted, so I came to see what you do today. I remember those business. I don't miss them. The obligatory hanging out with people who are getting drunk on company expenses, because that's what you do on business trips. Just wishing I just want to be home now. That was one of the things that gave me my breakdown that led me to coming to this chat, to setting up the channel. Friends and like-minded people patch bigger holes than guys with an arc welder on his own. Yeah, true. Took me a while to figure that one, but yeah. No, not that far from Manchester. Right. One done. Got the next one done. These are flying. Why am I using my brush? Right, I reckon I'm possibly going to do a couple more, and then I should have enough. I mean, I could always make more if I need to and add them on. But what I don't want to do is use up all of them in one go. Now, there's a reason for that. There's a very specific reason. Yeah, and it's part of the theming. Yeah, if you have like tiny scatter elements like crates, if I put them all on one piece, yeah, of a set, then it makes it look good. But if I put them the same sort of type of crates and stuff across multiple different types of terrain in the set, then it just becomes more believable. Do you know what I mean? Than using, right, I'm going to use different crates on this one, different crates on this one. And so what I don't want to do is just hammer out and use all the crates I've got, because I can hold back, save some, and then when I do the next bit of, right, I'm going to do this, I can throw some crates onto there. Maybe not as many, maybe one or two, but it will just tie it into the set. Do go together really easily, to be truthful. Sorry, Mel, I've got a coffee in my hand and typing a little off. No worries, mate. No worries at all. Hey, look. Do this one. And I'm going to do one more sheet and then I'm going to call it. Because that should be enough. With the other stuff I've got. And I want to get into the studio early tomorrow, so not up all night. Personally, it might be better to keep most of the crates unattached so you can use them as more scatter and detail. Someone raised this earlier and I pointed out, yes, I can do that, but personally I prefer them fixed. I just don't like little bits falling off and lots of little things like that. It's only a personal preference. Yeah, so you do you, boo. But I do, I do prefer it. I mean, I could always get more crates from foreground anyway. You know what I mean? I'm just sort of planning ahead. Right, where are we? Well, that's those done. Clean up. Oh yeah, I got Black Temple's box at home to assemble. I'm dying to get home. I remember those business trips well. Right. Little or medium? Should we do little? Might as well. Finish with something fiddly and I can put these crates back in here. In fact, I might do that now and just put them in. So I know where they are. Otherwise I'll end up losing them, like you do. So there's my crates. Yeah, so there's all the spare crates. I mean, that's how much you get in a pack, and I've thrown another... I think I've thrown another 6 in. Yeah, so I've got plenty to spread around other projects as well. I mean, I've got to do the docks as well on this when I do the river pieces. So I need to make sure I save some of the crates or get some more of them anyway. Yeah. But right now, let's just knock these out. Good to see you fit and well, Mel. It's good to be fit and well, mate. It's good to be on the up. Now, I might do some streaming over the weekend. Yeah, but above all, I will be back on Sunday. Okay? And you definitely have a terrain video on Tuesday. I'm excited about it. I mean, it's only basing and just some simple stuff, but... it's good. These tiny. Right, if you've got any questions, I get them in now. Good seeing you cracking on, keeps me motivated through this heap of MDF. Hey, that's what these builds are about, mate. You know, it's just about us sitting down together, you know, building away. Are you planning on going to Salute this year? I don't know, to be truthful. I'm concerned about my health and mass gatherings at the minute. I mean, I'm vaccinated and all that sort of stuff, but I've had so many kicks, if you know what I mean, this past year and a half over my health. I'm building it back up, and I don't want to get myself... I'm not 100% there yet, health-wise. You know, I'm still putting weight on. I'm still exercising, trying to get myself back to where I was. It's not just the channel. Yeah. And I'm not sure if I want to risk it. You know, picking up something, wherever it is. So, I'm hesitant at the minute. Yeah, purely from a health point of view. And I'm just being overcautious. Because, you know, I'm aware, you know, I did have a collapsed lung last year. I did get, you know, last month I did get absolutely put on my backside by COVID. You know, and that's, you know, I mean, it's understandable because I had a collapsed lung. You know, I do have respiratory issues. Yeah, but even double vaccinated for it. So I'm just going to be cautious. Oh, I'll make sure I know where I'm getting, mate. How often are these night streams? Because I'm loving them. To be truthful, I used to do them on a Thursday, but I'm enjoying doing them myself lately. Yeah, it's a good way of reconnecting and just hobbying while I just sit and chat. And so I'm not making many promises, but yeah, I can see more of them coming. But definitely Thursday, definitely what you call it, definitely Sundays. See a question, I'll do it as soon as I've just done this fiddly bit. That bit goes there. No, that bit doesn't go there. Okay. What goes there? That bit. Right. Question. Hedges. How wide should I make the base? I did some 1" wide, and I'm using scouring pads. Have I made them a little narrow? No, you're fine with 1". I mean, generally 1" is pretty standard for hedges and walls. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You only tend to go thicker once you're trying to make more like bocage. Yeah, thick mounted hedges. Consider it therapy. I do consider it therapy. You know, it's why it's good for me. You know, seeing your support, seeing you guys jump on, puts a smile on my face. Now I'm doing the right thing. And coming back after such a long break, it can be tough. You know, so seeing you guys here, seeing you supporting the channel, all that sort of stuff, it's good for me. You know, it keeps the mojo going. Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's the live streams that have really got me my mojo back. I mean, I'm enjoying being in the studio, but knowing you guys are on the other side and appreciate it and looking forward to it, yeah, that's my motivator. Knowing there's people I'm helping out there. These are tiny, 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 tiny. So tiny. So fiddly. Right. No comments. Yeah. So, while I've got you all, what have you guys been working on tonight? Fire them off in the stream, let me know. Or have you just been aimlessly watching me make crates? Thrilling footage. Box. I think we've done that the wrong way around. We'll live. Okay. So do this one. Painting Wookiees, mossy wall. Just watching you make crates, Hotel. Watching you. 150th model funfair rides and living vans. Combo of small walls and Reaper Anthurians, along with the converted King Danethel I'd mentioned last week about shaving the emblem off the shield. Don't need the pony emblem. They're not in Rohan. War Cradle's Rio Sonero town. Slow slog. Ooh. QR's doing fancy minis. I have some 15mm Koreans on my paint table at the moment. So, an eclectic mix then, folks. Put that one there. Right. Put that in there. Hey, crates coming together. Oh, it's been fiddly. It's been a git. Dave is on now. Well, I think I'm going to, I'm going to get this wrapped up. So guys, listen, I am just wrapping it up. I've only got these few pieces to do. If you've enjoyed the stream, the links are down below. Support the channel. You can help me restock my shelves and put a smile on my face. Thank you guys if you do. I'll do the shout outs in a min. And then what we'll do, might as well raid Dave, haven't we? So we'll set that up. Right. Oh, that's a bit gunky. Drop that in there. That's that box done. Tam, can you do me a favour, please? Can you go and find me the YouTube link for Dave's show and just say copy it and save it? We'll do a raid in a minute. Been ages since we've raided Dave. One goes on there. Look how quickly I'm going now. It's like, yeah, get this done. Go raid Dave. I'm like an excited kid. Yeah, his is on. Good. Very late on parade. You are. We're just about to sign off, Uncle. But it's good that you've tuned in anyway. Why wasn't it this quick when I started him? I'd have knocked him out in half an hour. It's because I'm excited because we're up to shenanigans. He needs a bigger brush. He will need a bigger brush. We know what... See? You already know what we're going to say to Dave. See, this is the other stuff I liked about the channel. You know, just the having a laugh with you guys. I really have missed it. Put that one in there. Right. That's one. I can finish the last one off as we're doing. Well, I better finish it off before that glue dries in. Oh, Jeremy! Let's get that studio restocked. Thank you, buddy. I'll check PayPal's in a minute if you want to help me do that. Last chance. Shout outs if you want them. Either do it via the Streamlabs link and it comes up on screen with the little zombie. Yeah, or just send a straight PayPal and I'm going to shout you out in a minute. But I want just to finish off these last few crates and then we're going to go raid Dave. I hope no one's gone and told him it's incoming. Don't. I like seeing his face. Right. Yeah. Done. Game trade me. Yeah, that's it. Not sure. Oh, they better be on. They must be. If they're not, then we can't do it. But they did used to stream to YouTube. So let's see if Tam can find them. Tam, don't post it yet. Right. Early raid. We're going to have to do it now. Come on. It won't let me open. Right. Hit the link in the chat. New window. Oh, something went wrong. I haven't. What went? Why is it saying studio? It's because I'm logged into the studio, is it? Because I'm live, is it going to let me?
Yes. Is Calcifer okay?
Oh, he's fine.
Of
Oh.
course.
I need to mute that down. Right, guys. I'm going to be wrapping it up. I'll very quickly check that I'm not missing anyone. I don't think I'm missing anyone. Everyone who needs a shout out has had a shout out, I think. Yeah. Thank you for your support, guys. The crates are done. What I need you to do is hit that link, go over to the chat, yeah, and go tell Dave Taylor he needs a bigger brush. And I'm going to watch as you do it. Right. Oh, cat's in there. Off you go, guys. Hit Tam's link. Go tell Dave Taylor he needs a bigger brush. I don't know what sort of delay they've got on. Dave needs a bigger brush. Thank you, Tom. I want to thank you. You need a bigger brush, Paul. Right, let's see how long it takes for them to cotton on. Have they realised yet? It's scrolling across the screen. Oh, don't tell them I said.
Oh, and I can also tell at the moment that Mel Bose, the Terrain tutor, my good friend and partner in Terrain Essentials Crime, must be having a live stream at the moment. Because, pardon? Why? How can I tell that? Because of the loads of people who have come over from YouTube. Mel sent everybody from YouTube to say Dave needs a bigger brush.
He does need a bigger brush. Tell him have a good show. Tell him I'll catch up with him soon. Yeah, I'm going to call it tonight and leave you in Dave's capable hands, my brother from another mother. In the meantime,
I'm not sure.
thanks for a cracking show, guys. All the best, yeah?
Back there.
Ta-ra.